I remember being a young woman, just walking through in an environment where it didn't really solicit a space for dreaming, if I could put it very plainly, living in the Bay Area. Living in a town called Pittsburgh, they said about Jesus, what good comes out of that, place, Bethlehem or Nazareth? What good comes out of that place, right? Well, what good comes out of Pittsburgh, California? Okay, no one has heard of Pittsburgh, California, but they've definitely heard of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, to put it in short, being someone from a different culture, from a different dynamic, a lot of dreams and possibilities were very limited. If I could put it that way, it's great if you dream of being a secretary. It's great of being an assistant or PA. It's great if you just finish high school. And that is the expanse of the dream. And little did I know that the Lord had a greater dream, a dream beyond what I could ever imagine. So being 18, having a marvelous, what you would call a teacher, an educator, a musician, see potential in me to go and broaden my horizons and to pursue an operatic career. That was his dream for me. He saw the potential, but all I wanted to do was just sing in choir. Does that make sense? All I wanted to do was just be a part of a team. But little did I know, he was pushing me to audition. I received scholarships. At the age of 19, I was the first person out of the university that I came from and was being trained under Margaret Denning, a fabulous vocal coach and voice teacher, where she pushed me to audition for the Aspen Music Festival in Aspen, Colorado. I didn't know the notoriety behind that festival. So to be the first student to actually audition and get in, that was a huge achievement. But that was on behalf of people that were dreaming big dreams for me. And they helped me to see a dream that was bigger than myself. I think the word navigates for us a path that hasn't been paved. Sometimes it's, especially for us, we will step into places that dreams, whether it's a flesh dream or God dream, it really tests the dream that we have been hiding in our hearts. And for me, it was the career of being an opera singer. And I knew at the end of my rope in that, in that length and space of my career, I gave 5 years into it. I was really good at it, but I knew the choices that I was making in the arts, in the theater realm, that they weren't healthy choices aiming towards a godly life. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense for many of you watching. There are dreams that you dream, selfish dreams. They're good intentions, but they don't lead you to the path where you will influence many. Instead, it will either be toxic and it will pollute what you are as a person. And so I began to test the dream. And at the age of 23, that's when I met Jesus. And he basically said, Dianna, if you give me your life, I'll give you a God dream. Yeah. And that is the beauty of what God does with the fragments of your life. It's the God-sized dream. He will switch one for the other. And for me, I was on the road of doing really well, extremely successful, but I knew I was headed down a life of self-implosion. And here the Lord said, oh, Dianna, if you would just give me that, I'm going to give you a dream that is beyond your mind. And when 24 years later, I never looked back. Sometimes I utilize the tools that I've learned in that realm of my career, being a public speaker, leading people to Jesus, having an affinity with people that understand what that life looks like, helping them and ministering to them, coming out of that life and coming into the new life of Jesus, helping them transition and say, you know what, those tools, those things that you learned in the theater, in the arts, they won't lie dormant. God will use them, but in a new way. And when here the Lord is teaching me more and more about the gifts that he has given into my life. And so for many of us that are kind of walking into this space of, well, is it a God dream? Well, I'm here to tell you, God will test it. God will test it if it has a selfish nature or if it has an eternal value to it. And so I just know that with that, God will use and utilize every fragment of your life, good or bad, the ugly, the sinful, and then redeem it and turn it around. God is the great recycler of dreams. And so he will never let anything go to waste in the realm of eternity.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload.
And don't forget to check out our Better Together shop. Thanks for being a part of our community.